The AA Midway Station is the Antares Arcturus Midway base of operations that functions as a monitoring and surveillance station, as well as a data retrieval and storage system of the master records. It is organized in a manner that cosmologically recapitulates the fourfold functioning of the galactic and human brain, as programmed by the Central Stellar Radion, CSR. The AA Midway Station is peopled by different higher dimensional beings, etheric in nature but capable of 3D manifestations, who represent different outposts of the Galactic Federation. It is called a midway station because it is intermediary between systems such as V24 and the Central Stellar Radion. The Central Station Radion is the evolving power of an interdimensional functioning central holographic intelligence unit located beyond the 7th dimension. In the sacred dimension, this is also referred to by its spiritual name, Al-Bait ul-Mamur, the House of Allah, above the 7th heaven. Radion is a fourth-dimensional electrical fluid. Within the CSR, radion refers to a signal-transmitting energy stream that holographically coordinates the intelligence of any galaxy, inclusive of its planets and/or stellar life forms. In the center of the CSR's crystal core unit is the Universal Resonant Holon, the primary field model of any celestial sphere throughout the universe. It is organized with a bipolar field distinguished by the two magnetic poles, positive and negative. This accommodates any celestial body. The planet Holon is a function of Universal Resonant Holon, which is a projection of the Central Stellar Radion. The CSR operating system is projected holographically into specific surveillance units, like the AA Midway Station. The V24.3 planet Holon is a pure projection from the AA Midway Station and serves as an etheric protective grid around the planet. It creates a field of harmonic resonance around the Earth that is coordinated with the daily telepathic movement of different planets within either their galactic karmic or solar prophetic positions. This creates a field of resonance throughout the heliosphere, the interplanetary field. This harmonic resonance is intended to stabilize perturbations occurring within the Sun, in the solar system and on our planet. This harmonic resonance also affects other planets by increasing magnetism and heightening the electromagnetic field's receptivity to galactic cosmic plasma. This in turn releases solar plasma already trapped in the fields, creating a dynamic perturbance. If it were not for the delicacy of human civilization on V24.3, it would not matter so much. But civilization on V24.3 is so fragile that until the human is liberated from such physical dependency into higher dimensional functions, until the human has graduated from this phase, humanity is in a precarious situation. The Arcturus Protectorate Shield has been placed over the planet Holon to assist the planetary whole, of which the human is an integral part, in the phase shift into its next stage of evolution, where it will be operating both third and fourth dimensionally. One of the main purposes of the AA Midway Station is to assist in monitoring this process. The AA Midway Station operates in a holographically radial and interpenetratingly integrative manner. If you were to walk through its headquarters, you would see banks of information stations within different quadrants arranged systematically, all appearing as a complete systematic holographic hallucination. These quadrants correspond with alpha alpha, alpha beta, beta beta, and beta alpha zones, forming a telepathic matrix that organizes information and intelligence that spans the entire spectrum of evolutionary development. The AA Midway Station contains what appears to be monitoring screens or holographic projection booths. These are simultaneously organized according to what level of information type you seek, whether it be information regarding chemical elements, molecular structures, DNA, human whole system emotional thermic readings or spiritual levels, etc. All entities or aggregates of entities, inclusive of planetary whole systems, have a thermic quality that indicates emotional stability or instability. These can all be read: thermic emotional indexes, molecular stabilization indexes, genetic coding stabilization indexes, etc. This is like a super holographic interdimensional GPS system. We can tune into multiple levels, mapping not only the surface, but the micro and macro levels as well. Psychothermic maps are available to locate the psychic hotspots on the planet. For example, if we look at the thermic scale of Jerusalem, it will be pretty hot. Or we can tune into a leader of whatever nation and see molecular stability or instability according to emotions, thoughts, and food intake. The purpose of the AA Midway Station at this particular time is to refocus and reconnect an information vortex here on this test tube planet, which is a microgalactic brain. For instance, as you are reading these words describing the holographic projection booths, you could also scan or project information of different celestial bodies to receive information according to your own and others' thermic states. Depending on the psychothermic readout of an entity, a corresponding piece of information may or may not be projected back to it. Information that enters the AA Midway Station is immediately recorded and processed by a holographic scanner. It is then transmitted to the master record within the central stellar radion. This process works similarly for the many other stations in different galaxy systems throughout the universe. Once the information enters the master record, it is simultaneously scanned and preserved in a type of storage unit. This master record is similar to the astral movie library described in the first volume of the Cosmic History Chronicles. The AA Midway Station is also midway between the experimental object of observation, Velotropa 24, and the CSR master record and recorder. In the Arcturus probe, the AA Midway Station is described as a satellite of CSR, and the CSR is described as the place where all cosmic programs are originated and projected. There are 4 basic program levels: 1. Galactic, 2. Interstellar, 3. Stellar, and 4. Planetary. These 4 program levels are coordinated in the CSR and projected via the AA Midway Station to the HNAP-Q, Galactic Coordination Central. These are big projecting booths in the holographic universe where everything is perceived and understood as a holographic simultaneity, a totality. At this point, the AA Midway Station is allowing access to some of these experiences to certain people on this planet and other planets, to facilitate enhanced understanding of the coming world. The AA Midway Station operates as a highly elaborate hologram, coordinated in an interdimensional alignment at the 6th dimension or 6th circuit interstellar level, directly above the midpoint within the heliosphere of V24. This is between the 5th and 6th planetary orbits, Maldek asteroid belt, and Jupiter, and is the psychoactive center of the heliosphere system of Velatropa 24. Prolonged meditation upon the AA Midway Station enters us into a state of wakened conscious mediumship that leads into the Beta-Beta intergalactic channel BMU 321 of the Cosmic Cube. This fourth dimensional channel is located in the center of the left front cerebral hemisphere. In order to enter this level of consciousness, we must be aligned with the raw data and experience of nature, mind, and number. We must be totally apart from the trappings of the machine, especially the so-called thinking machines of the computer and the virtual reality of the cybersphere, which serve only to short-circuit our moral intelligence and capacity for paranormal communication. The AA Midway Station operates on a substanceless energy principle, psycho-electromagnetic vacuum force field operations of attraction, repulsion, transmutation, and vertical alignment. Sometimes this involves the molecular reorganization of bodies involved in transport mediums. These are fourth and fifth dimensional transactions that easily transform aspects of the illusory 3D world as if by magic, but in actuality through applications of higher dimensional laws. This is why it is said that the AA Midway Station is a locus of both higher information codes and the dominant order recapitulating the cosmology of what we call the new time and telepathic structure of reality. In the higher holographic reality, time transport is inseparable from the experience of recapitulative cosmology, rooted in superconscious and subliminal conscious fields of cognition and experience. If we want to advance to this level, not only must we live and cultivate a life of spirit, but we must abandon outworn perceptions and operating norms that govern the experience of the materialist 3D reality in its entirety. This entails opening ourselves to divine grace in the expansion of our will, spirit, and divine analytic intelligence. To reach the stage of operations